Bhutan, the happiest place on earth. Bhutan is one of the most isolated countries in the world, hidden in the Himalayas, and is known as a magical place where the happiness index of its people always reaches a perfect score. While many nations measure success through economic growth, Bhutan chooses a different path, one of harmony between people, culture, and nature. But is everything we hear about Bhutan true? Is it really a perfect country, or does it also have hidden secrets waiting to be uncovered? Why do millions of tourists choose to visit here every year? In today's video, let's dive into life in Bhutan, known as the happiest country in the world, and explore some lesser-known aspects. Get ready, we're starting right now. 10. The open practice of polygamy. This might explain why Bhutan is considered the happiest country in the world, as it is one of the few nations where polygamy still exists. In Bhutan, both men and women are free to marry multiple partners. Even the current king married a commoner, and his father married 4 sisters, all of whom were crowned and celebrated in a joint ceremony. A woman can marry multiple men without needing to hold a wedding. Interestingly, while a Bhutanese woman may have multiple husbands, only her first marriage is officially registered. In Bhutan, women typically play a crucial role in the family. Men often move into their wife's family home after marriage, but if a couple separates, the man must compensate the woman. A man can also marry multiple women at the same time. Unlike in some cultures, Bhutanese marriages do not involve weddings. When 2 people feel they are a good match, they simply live together, and divorce is uncommon. Furthermore, marrying a foreigner in Bhutan is quite challenging due to the country's desire to preserve its cultural and religious identity. However, Bhutan in the 21st century is changing, moving toward modernization, and polygamy is no longer as widespread. This shift is particularly evident in the story of the current king, Jigme Khesar Namgyel Wangchuck. Unlike his father, King Jigme Khesar married only one wife, a commoner named Jetsun Pema, who became the queen of Bhutan. What is interesting is that the love story of King Jigme Khesar and Queen Jetsun Pema has become a symbol of societal change in Bhutan. The couple married in 2011 in a simple but meaningful ceremony. Despite her common background, Queen Jetsun Pema quickly won the hearts of the Bhutanese people with her grace and intelligence. Together, they have broken the royal tradition of polygamy and become icons of monogamous love. 9. The Land of Thunder Dragons. Bhutan, a landlocked country in South Asia, lies on the eastern edge of the Himalayas. It is also known as Drukyu, meaning Land of the Thunder Dragon. This name comes from the violent storms that frequently sweep across the region, a moniker given by locals in the 13th century. Since then, Bhutanese people have called themselves the Drukpa, the people of the dragon, and even gave their king the title Druk Galpo, or Thunder Dragon King. But the association with dragons doesn't end with the king's title or the people's self-identification. Bhutan took it a step further by featuring a dragon on its national flag. If you think having a dragon on a national flag is unusual, remember that this is no ordinary dragon. The dragon on Bhutan's flag, called Druk, is depicted as a white dragon, clutching jewels in its claws, symbolizing a balance between spiritual and secular power. Half of the flag is yellow, representing royal authority, while the other half is orange, symbolizing Buddhism, which dominates Bhutanese spiritual life. The dragon symbol is not just a striking image on the Bhutanese flag, it is deeply embedded in the country's culture and spirituality. The people believe that sacred dragons reside on the mountain peaks and in the deep valleys, protecting them from harm. Fortunately, the dragons in Bhutan aren't the kind to breathe fire recklessly. They simply roar occasionally to remind everyone that the nation is safeguarded by the mightiest guardians in the region. 8. Worship of the male vital force. In Bhutan, dubbed the happiest country in the world, representations of male genitalia can be seen everywhere, painted on walls, hung over doorways, and affixed to rooftops. These symbols are part of a unique fertility-based belief system. Visitors to Bhutan are often surprised by the giant phallus drawings and sculptures scattered across the country, from the capital city of Thimphu to remote villages. You might even see Bhutanese women casually playing near giant phallus statues or people posing for photos beside images of a sacred dragon coiled around a phallus as a memento of their journey. In Bhutan, the phallus is considered a symbol of fertility and is believed to ward off evil spirits and promote harmony among the household's occupants. This belief stems from a legend linked to Buddhism in the 16th century, specifically to the Chimilahakang monastery in the ancient capital of Punakha, which was founded by the Tibetan Lama Drukpa Kunli. According to the legend, Drukpa Kunli had the power to vanquish demons using his own phallus, turning them into benevolent deities who protected humanity. Since then, Bhutanese people believe that male genitalia possess divine powers to drive away evil and bring blessings. Bhutan's fertility culture has been significantly influenced by India, as well as by the integration of indigenous fertility beliefs, Hinduism, and Buddhism. This convergence of traditions expresses a deep desire for growth and prosperity, leading to the emergence of Bhutan's fertility worship. Beyond that, the Bhutanese also attribute to the phallus the ability to ward off evil, a belief rooted in Buddhist teachings. Today, Bhutan is working to preserve this ancient tradition through artistic interpretations. The phallus remains an essential part of Bhutanese culture. A polished wooden phallus, brought to Bhutan from Tibet by Drukpa Kunli, resides in the Chimilahakang monastery, built in 1499 to honor the eccentric religious figure. According to Bhutanese belief, this sacred phallus has the power to restore fertility to infertile couples. And an ancient ritual, predating the arrival of Buddhism in Bhutan, is still performed in western Bhutan. In the Labon meaning calling the gods festival, a ladder with a phallus carved on one end is used. Bhutanese people believe that deities descend the ladder to bless them with health and prosperity. Meanwhile, in the eastern region of Lunsi, a festival called Wayo is held to suppress physical desires, during which male and female genital symbols are displayed, accompanied by verses celebrating intimacy. Bhutan's veneration of the phallus is not only a symbol of fertility but also a religious icon with protective qualities, deeply rooted in Buddhist tradition. The image of what is typically hidden from view in many cultures has become a prominent cultural symbol, reflecting a distinctive fertility belief that permeates daily life in the happiest nation of Bhutan. 7. Takin, a unique national animal. The takin, a strange-looking creature with the body of a goat and the head of a cow, is Bhutan's national animal and one of the country's most unique symbols. With its goat-like head, bovine body, and thick fur to withstand the cold Himalayan climate, the takin is a rare sight that you won't easily find anywhere else outside of this mountain region. It inhabits high-altitude areas above 3,000 meters, particularly in Bhutan, India, and Nepal. What makes the takin especially significant to the Bhutanese is the legend surrounding it, which is linked to the revered Buddhist Saint Drukpa Kunli. According to folklore, he created the animal by magically combining the head of a goat and the body of a cow. This tale has given the takin its special status not only as a unique animal but also as a symbol of Bhutan's spiritual heritage. Due to its distinct appearance and deep cultural significance, the takin is a must-see for wildlife enthusiasts. Visitors to Bhutan can visit the Motithang Takin Preserve in Thimphu to observe this fascinating creature in its natural habitat, an experience sure to leave a lasting impression. 6. Yeti, the legend hidden in the Himalayas. Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, is a mysterious creature in the folklore of Himalayan regions, especially in Bhutan. Yeti is not only a mythical figure but also an integral part of the mysterious tales passed down through generations. Described as a giant over 2 meters tall, Yeti is said to have thick fur, either brown or white, to endure the harsh cold of the mountains. Its terrifying features include sharp claws and large feet, which help it move swiftly over rugged terrain. Stories about Yeti vary in detail, adding to its mystery. In some accounts, Yeti walks on 2 legs like a human, while in others it moves on all 4s like a wild animal. Some even believe that Yeti possesses supernatural strength and can hide deep within forests, far from human eyes. In Bhutan, the tale of Yeti has become an inseparable part of local folklore. One widely told story comes from the Bumthang region. A group of hunters once camped overnight in the high mountains, where they heard strange noises in the distance. Initially, they thought it was just the wind blowing through the valleys, but then they saw a massive shadow in the fog, an unusually tall figure covered in dark fur, quietly moving among the rocks. Although too scared to approach, they were certain it was no ordinary creature. Another story from southern Bhutan tells of a monk meditating in a high-altitude cave. He claimed to have encountered Yeti during a nighttime meditation session. As he sat in silence, he heard heavy footsteps and felt an eerie chill. Suddenly, a large black shadow appeared before him, overwhelming him with fear. However, the Yeti did not attack, it merely observed him for a few seconds before turning and disappearing into the darkness. Afterward, the monk believed Yeti to be a sacred creature with supernatural powers, testing the patience of spiritual practitioners. Though modern science has yet to find concrete evidence of Yeti's existence, many in Bhutan still believe in these stories. To them, Yeti is not just a wild animal but a symbol of nature's mystery and power. Many monks and locals believe Yeti lives in the deep, remote mountains, guarding itself by remaining hidden from human eyes. Belief in Yeti has spread so widely that part of the Jigme Dorji National Park in Bhutan has been designated as a protected area for Yeti, should it exist. This rugged and densely forested region is where locals claim to have seen traces of the creature. Not only in Bhutan, but Yeti also appears in many folk tales in Nepal and Tibet, where it is known by different names such as Mae Ste or Magoi. One famous tale comes from a British expedition in 1950 when climbers ascending Mount Everest claimed to have found large, unusual footprints in the snow. This discovery caused a global sensation, sparking a wave of Yeti searches, but the mystery of the footprints remains unsolved. Yeti reappeared in 2019 when the Indian Army reported finding footprints of a mysterious creature in the Himalayas. Although there is still no solid proof, the stories of Yeti continue to captivate both scientists and adventurers alike. For visitors to Bhutan, Yeti stories are not just part of exploring the natural landscape, but also a glimpse into the country's mystical and spiritual world. Many tourists hope to hear thrilling tales about Yeti from locals, and some even embark on expeditions into the deep forests, hoping to find traces of this enigmatic creature. 5. Television ban. Before 1999, Bhutan was one of the few countries in the world where television and the internet were completely banned. For the Bhutanese, life revolved around nature, culture, and deep-rooted traditional values, untouched by external influences. However, in 1999, the ban on television was finally lifted, marking the beginning of a new era where the people of Bhutan started gaining access to the outside world through the small screen. Prior to this, the ban on television was seen as a way to protect the population from the negative effects of Western media and culture. The Bhutanese government feared that the influx of foreign images, lifestyles, and values would erode the carefully preserved traditional culture, which had been safeguarded for centuries. However, as the world continued to develop and the pressures of modernization mounted, Bhutan realized it could not remain isolated from the global community forever and needed to find a balance between cultural preservation and integration with the world. When the ban was lifted, Bhutan not only allowed television but also integrated media and information technology into its national development plan. Citizens began to have access to international television programs, movies, and global news. This not only provided entertainment but also broadened their horizons, enabling them to learn about global events, cultures, and lifestyles beyond their borders. However, the introduction of television didn't come without concerns. Some worried that Western entertainment programs might weaken community bonds and cause the younger generation to drift away from traditional cultural values and the nature-centered way of life. On the other hand, many Bhutanese acknowledged that television helped them connect with the world, offering new opportunities for learning and economic and social development that had previously been inaccessible. The year 1999 became a historical milestone for Bhutan as the country embarked on modernization while still striving to preserve its deep cultural values. The decision to open the doors to television, followed by the internet, not only changed the everyday lives of the people but also sparked discussions on how Bhutan could integrate with the world while maintaining its distinct identity. Today, Bhutanese people can watch international television programs and use the internet to connect with friends and the world. Even so, Bhutan remains one of the nations that prioritizes cultural and environmental preservation, continuously striving to balance modernity and tradition. 4. Bhutan and the happiness policy. While many countries around the world race to increase their GDP to measure development, Bhutan has taken a unique and rather philosophical approach. The country decided that happiness is the true measure of success, leading to the creation of the Gross National Happiness (GNH) policy. GNH goes beyond economic growth, emphasizing sustainable development, environmental protection, and the preservation of traditional culture. Thanks to GNH, Bhutan has achieved remarkable milestones. While other countries build skyscrapers and measure wealth with numbers, Bhutan focuses on forest conservation, cultural preservation, and developing sustainable environmental policies. Free education and healthcare are among the benefits citizens enjoy, regardless of whether they live in remote mountain villages or bustling cities. In Bhutan, medical care and schooling are not burdens that people worry about financially. However, not everything is as rosy as in fairy tales. In remote rural areas, where steep mountains and harsh weather prevail, life isn't always pleasant. Farming becomes difficult, and although Bhutan has a superhero plant that can be used for pig feed and fabric, many rural residents still face economic hardship and poverty. Despite this, the Bhutanese are known for their strong sense of community and solidarity. When a family is in need, the entire village comes to help. No paperwork, no signatures, just genuine sincerity. This mutual support creates an informal but effective social safety net, helping the community overcome daily challenges. With the growth of tourism, Bhutan now faces not only natural challenges but also the pressures of modernization. Tourism, while providing a crucial source of income, also puts a strain on natural resources and local culture. To address this, Bhutan's government implemented a high-value, low-impact tourism policy. This means visitors must pay a high fee to visit Bhutan, and the number of tourists each year is limited. This policy ensures that only those who truly appreciate and respect Bhutan's culture and nature can experience the country. So if you're planning to visit Bhutan to check in for social media, remember that this country is more than just a travel destination. It is a place where happiness, culture, and nature are deeply respected, and they won't hesitate to preserve that for themselves rather than for those who come only for a few photos. 3. The green lung of the world. Bhutan is indeed a country with an impressive environmental protection record, backed by remarkable statistics. Not only does 72% of its land area remain forested, but Bhutan also has plans to maintain at least 60% forest cover in the future, as mandated by its constitution. This allows Bhutan to absorb approximately 6.3 million tons of CO2 per year, while the entire country emits only about 1.5 million tons. Bhutan thus absorbs around 4.8 million tons more CO2 annually, placing it among the few carbon-negative nations in the world. Through these significant efforts, Bhutan not only ensures that it contributes nothing to climate change but also helps reduce the global impact. Furthermore, Bhutan has committed to 100% renewable energy, primarily hydropower. In fact, about 99% of Bhutan's electricity comes from hydropower plants, and the country even exports electricity to neighboring countries like India, helping reduce CO2 emissions in South Asia. Given these figures, it's no surprise that Bhutan is recognized as a global leader in environmental protection and sustainable development. For those who love nature and care about protecting the planet, Bhutan is truly an ideal destination, one worth experiencing at least once in a lifetime. 2. Sustainable development fee. Yes, to set foot in Bhutan, visitors are required to pay a rather unique fee known as the Sustainable Development Fee (SDF), set at $200 per night. This amount is not merely an entry ticket to explore the country, but rather a part of Bhutan's strategy to preserve its natural environment and cultural heritage. The Bhutanese government uses this fee to ensure that tourism does not place an undue burden on natural resources or negatively impact the local culture. Most of the revenue from the SDF is reinvested into environmental protection, cultural preservation, and improving the quality of life for local communities, including sectors such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure. This helps Bhutan maintain its sustainable development goals and balance modernization with the preservation of its traditional values. In 2023, however, Bhutan reduced the Sustainable Development Fee (SDF) by half, lowering it to $100 per night in an effort to boost tourism. This decision came after the global tourism industry suffered greatly due to the COVID-19 pandemic, aiming to encourage visitors to return to the country. Despite the reduced fee, the policy's goals remain unchanged. The Bhutanese government continues to uphold its high-value, low-impact principle, ensuring that the number of tourists is carefully controlled and that the funds from this fee are still channeled into environmental protection, cultural preservation, and enhancing the lives of residents. With a more accessible fee, Bhutan hopes to attract more international visitors, help the tourism sector recover post-pandemic, and remain committed to its sustainable development and natural resource preservation goals. 1. Traditional national attire a must-have. In Bhutan, wearing the national attire is mandatory in formal settings such as schools, government offices, or important events. This is not just a regulation, but also a way for Bhutanese people to express pride in their long-standing cultural traditions. For men, the traditional outfit is called the go, while women wear kira. Both are elegantly designed garments that reflect the unique cultural identity of the kingdom. The go, the national attire for men, is a long robe tied at the waist with a belt called kera. This outfit not only allows for comfort but also features a large front pocket, a particularly useful design element that Bhutanese use to carry belongings, books, and even daily essentials. Walking into a school or government office in Bhutan, the sight of men in go, standing tall and dignified, leaves an unmistakable impression. For women, kira is a stunning traditional garment adorned with intricate patterns. Kira is a long piece of fabric wrapped around the body, paired with a wonju inner blouse and toigo short jacket. The blend of colors and patterns on the outfit not only exudes grace but also reflects the craftsmanship and finesse of Bhutanese textile artistry. Maintaining traditional attire is a core part of Bhutan's cultural preservation efforts, something the government takes very seriously. Wearing the national attire is not merely following regulations but a way for Bhutanese people to show their pride and love for their cultural heritage. These outfits connect them to their history and traditions while creating a formal atmosphere during significant occasions. For tourists, wearing the go or kira is not just a unique fashion experience but also an opportunity to immerse themselves in the local culture. Visitors can rent or purchase these national costumes to participate in traditional festivals or simply capture stunning photos. Donning traditional attire while in Bhutan offers not just stylish snapshots but also an unforgettable experience that adds a rich cultural layer to any journey. One of the best opportunities to experience Bhutanese national attire is during traditional festivals, especially Chechu, the largest and most important festival in Bhutan. Chechu is held at various temples, monasteries, and dongs fortresses across the country, where everyone wears their finest traditional clothes. This is not only a time for prayer but also for Bhutanese people to gather, celebrate, and show community solidarity. Visitors are encouraged to wear the national attire during Tishe to both blend into the festive atmosphere and feel the solemnity and cultural significance of Bhutanese traditions. Bhutan astonishes not only with its breathtaking natural scenery but also with its deep cultural values. From its unique practice of polyandry to the gross national happiness index, Bhutan exemplifies that true happiness doesn't come from material wealth or fame. What truly matters is the harmony between people and nature, between tradition and modernity. If you ever have the chance, visit Bhutan, a place where you can find peace in every breath, and more importantly, learn how to appreciate and cherish the beauty of a simple, serene life. Thank you for watching the video today. I hope the journey of discovering Bhutan, the happiest country in the world, has brought you many interesting insights. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any new content. And if there's anything that piques your curiosity or you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again for joining me and see you in the next video.